I have stacked the room. I have stacked the room. Thank you for that. Good evening, everybody. My name is Judy Rice, and as, okay. And president of the Actors Equity Foundation. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 2025 Foundation Awards ceremony. We are delighted to be at Green Fig for the second year in a row, so thank you, Green Fig. For those who don't know, the Actors Equity Foundation is the philanthropic arm of Actors Equity. We're completely separate entities, but have a shared goal to improve the lives of equity members and to nurture theater communities all over the U.S. The foundation distributes grants to over 150 theaters nationwide, provides, yay, we're everywhere. We provide financial support to agencies serving the arts community and recognize the artists who work in those theaters. We also offer career education for our members. Our endowment funds the awards that we present each year, but all other grants and programming rely on ongoing donations. Tonight, we're kicking off our inaugural fundraising campaign to meet the moment and close the funding gap for theaters in 2025. With arts funding drying up across the country, we're taking big steps to raise money and offer more and larger grants to theaters struggling to stay afloat in the current landscape. The foundation is thrilled to announce that as of today, this event has raised close to $10,000. Good for you. Most of that in sponsorships and donations. Our goal is $100,000. Ambitious, yes, but you can help us get there so that we can step up our support for theater artists all over the country. If you would like to support the work of the foundation, visual aid, please take note of the inside cover of your program in the back. You'll see a QR code, and if I can do it, anyone can do it, I'm telling you. I feel so modern when I do that, like on a restaurant menu. Anyway, if you do that, if you're shy of QR codes, you can go to our actorsequityfoundation.org website and click Donate Now. It all works. We do appreciate any contribution you can make. Nothing is too small, and nothing is too large. So feel free. We are glad to receive anything you can do. We are also very grateful to our legacy donors and to our grantors, including the blessed Richard Seff, who is here with us today, as he always is. On behalf of many, many grateful actors, I thank you. A special thanks also to the president of Actors Equity Association and the newest member of the foundation board, Brooke Shields. You haven't lived until you've been my height and posed with Brooke Shields. And I used height only. Anyway, we're glad you're here, Brooke. Thank you so much. She's a very, very busy lady, and we appreciate all the time she gives to all of us. What else? We also welcome the friends and the families and the colleagues of our honorees tonight. Thank you so much for coming here on the hottest day we could imagine in your summer business casual to be here in support of them. It's a wonderful thing, and it's been a pleasure to meet some of you, and I hope to meet the rest of you before the evening is over. Oh, by the way, don't forget for honorees, number 2, stand close to the mic when you say thank you. And also, after the ceremony, we would love to get you collectively to do a photo in front of the step and repeat for the world to see. Now, it is my honor to introduce our host, an actor, and this was interesting, who is the only person in Broadway history to win the Tony, Drama Desk, Outer Critics Circle, Clarence Derwent, and Theatre World Awards for the same role. Really. And I made sure I got this part right, as Song Li Ling in M. Butterfly. He is also well known for actually playing a doctor on TV, where he starred for a dozen years on Law and Order SVU. Full disclosure, my guilty pleasure. Not the worst one, but one of the big ones. His extensive film, television, and voiceover career features roles from Jurassic Park to Mulan to Mr. Robot. Please welcome the one and the only B.D. Wong.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Judy. I'm thrilled to be here. I am so thankful for all of you to come and support this wonderful event. It means a great deal to me. I have a history with the Clarence Derwent Award. I believe very strongly in this time that we're living, that us being ourselves and acknowledging what importance there is in what we do is very, very, very meaningful to me. And so I thank you all for coming here. Thank you to Green Fig for hosting our second standalone awards ceremony, which also highlights the ACCA Award for Outstanding Broadway Chorus. And I'm someone who struggles constantly with making things about me, but there you have it. It's gonna happen. But really what the reason why is because this really fills me with so many memories and so many things that I want to share. And the first one is that I have always held in great high esteem my membership as a member of Actors Equity. I remember very vividly not being a member of Actors Equity and the momentous feeling of accomplishment and validation that I felt that continues to this day, even in my heated and spirited debates about how the union can serve us best. I believe very strongly in what the union does for us and what we can do for it in return. And so this is like a real coming full circle for me. When I went to the ceremony before, it was in the Equity Lounge. Remember the Equity Lounge? Remember how you could push the buttons on the elevator and cancel them if you decided to change your mind at the last minute, wherever you were going, to the credit union or to the Equity Lounge? Okay, anyway. We go back a long way. But it is now a full-fledged ceremony in a wonderful Manhattan location. I'm very proud to be here. And it's making me think about the very beginning of my being a young auditioner in New York City. I dropped out of college, I came to New York City, and I went to every chorus call that I could think of. We're giving the ACCA Award for Outstanding Broadway Chorus here, and I was an aspiring chorus boy. I went to every chorus audition that I could, and one of the things that I have reminisced about recently is the passing of an accompanist named Sandy Campbell. She was a pioneer music director, a pioneer Broadway music director. She was also a mainstay in the early 80s of a rehearsal, audition accompanist. And I had a little tradition with whenever I went to a chorus audition, and I went to several chorus auditions a day, actually. And that was that I always, I knew you couldn't tip these people. I thought, but they felt like you were having this kind of very quick, intense kind of collaboration with them. And then you were gone and you left the room and you never said anything again to them. And very often you saw the same people over and over. And so I started taking to bringing candy bars and giving them a candy bar tip, a Hershey bar, a chocolate Hershey bar. And that was like my signature thing. And then, whenever I came into the room and Sandy was there, she remembered that it was me, then was very appreciative of her. But on the Tony Awards, she was recognized in memoriam, and that made me, and today it makes me kind of reminisce about those early days. And to that subject, I'd like to take a second to thank Tina DeVeren, who is our accompanist for tonight, because it's so important to understand, who someone actually is, what their artistic identity is. Her new musical, Female Complaints, sold out at the Green Room right next door. And as a jazz singer, she is a regular at the Waldorf Astoria, the Carlisle, the Russian Tea Room. She just celebrated her 19th year of sold-out shows at the Carlisle. Her songs have reached #1 on Billboard's gospel charts. We are delighted she is back with us, and she's getting the first candy bar of the night. Tina DeVeren. So, the first 3 award categories have 2 winners in each. These are the AEA Foundation Awards. They are selected by an esteemed panel of enthusiastic but overworked critics, who are, and I'll read them all in a list: Adam Feldman of Time Out New York, Joe Dominowitz, New York Theater Guide, Harry Hahn, The Observer, Lisa Gardner of the New York Sun and New York Stage Review, Frank Scheck of Hollywood Reporter and New York Stage Review, and Kobe Casal of Theaterly. Thank you to all of them for bringing such love of theater and integrity to these proceedings. The Clarence Derwent Award was first given in 1945, and it is bestowed upon 2 actors chosen by our panel for what they're calling the most promising performance in a supporting role. And I have a little bit to say about that. It is not, having got it myself, I thought when I got it, it was a newcomer award. I thought it was a debut award. And it has become, over the years, something very different and something more substantial, actually. What I think of it as is sustained excellence for a young performer and the early stages of their career. And these 2 people who are winning this award today are incredible examples of an excellence and a sustainability and a promise of what their future could be, which is moving, exciting, inspiring to all of us, and exemplifies the Clarence Derwent spirit. Our first winner receives the Clarence Derwent Award for her hilarious performance in All Nighter, which was presented at Manhattan Class Company. You may remember her also as Little Red in Broadway's recent Into the Woods. Please give a warm welcome and congratulations to Julia Lester.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I'm so honored to be here today. I wanted to thank Judy and Joan and Brooke and everybody at Actors Equity Foundation for this incredible honor. Sorry I'm going first, Nick, but I'm gonna make the joke that it's a big day for redheads, so thank you. Sorry I said it first. If anybody wants to cast us as siblings, we're ready. We've already taken the pictures. Thank you so much for this incredible honor. I am so excited to be added to the legacy of Clarence Derwent honorees, including BD and so many incredible people since 1945. I mean, it's just absolutely mind-blowing to now be a part of that list of incredible performers that I've looked up to, and I look up to so many people in this room, so thank you so much. I was so lucky to grow up in Los Angeles and watch my incredible parents, Kelly and Lauren, in the Los Angeles theater scene and equity theater. And all I ever wanted my entire life was to be like them and be a part of the community. And so this is extremely special to be here. 10 years ago, we took our first family trip to New York, and I saw my first Broadway show. And I knew I always wanted to be a performer, but there's something so electric and magical about sitting in a Broadway house for the first time and seeing people on stage that inspire you in so many ways. And I wanted to be just like that. And 3 years ago, I got to do my first show here and get my equity card, which was just a lifelong dream. And I never could have expected the embrace that I felt from the New York theater community, and the warmth and the love, and the people that I got to work with who mentored me and took me under their wing and showed me just how much of a family this community really is. It's really incredible to watch from afar, but when you're in it and you see how kind everybody is and how gracious everybody is, it's really, really special. And I hope I get to do theater for the rest of my life and tell stories and make people feel something, because art changes the world, and I'm just so honored to be a part of it all. Thank you for this incredible honor. Thank you to my family who's here today, my parents, my best friends, my sisters, Lily and Jenny, my beautiful girlfriend, Alana, my agent, Ryan, everybody here that's supporting me. Thank you so much. And also wanted to shout out my 95-year-old grandma who's watching the live stream at home right now. Yeah. I wrote her an email on how to open the link, so hopefully she's sitting on her couch watching this right now. Love you, Grandma. Thank you so much for this incredible honor. I love theater, and I'm so appreciative to be here amongst all of you, so thank you so much. Thank you. We got it. Okay.
We got it?
Thank you.
Our second Clarence Derwent Ginger is being recognized for his performance as Frederick in Roundabout's Revisical. Not my choice of word, but press. Pirates, the Penzance musical, Mr. Nicholas Barish.
Hi. Gosh, they said eat the mic, so I will do my best. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me, to the foundation and the committee, Actors Equity. I stand in solidarity. I've been on such a wild ride in this business since I was 10 years old, and I kind of grew up in this Broadway community, and so to be back as a full-fledged adult, they tell me, is such an honor. And as Julia was saying, my fellow Ginger comrade, Clarence Derwent comrade, yeah, to be embraced like this, it's such a warm community, and to get to be right in the middle of it this season is just fantastic. I have some thank yous I wrote down. Yeah, Pirates has been such a wonderful learning curve. I feel like I'm back in school. It's one lesson after another, you know, learning how to not die on stage, wielding swords, and, you know, as you do. And I've had to kind of face my own insecurities and demons and overcome those. And I have to give a shout out to Scott Ellis, who has believed in me since I was 13 years old somehow. And to be back at Roundabout with Warren and Joseph and Rupert and everyone there. Yeah, this is just such a great symbol to keep going and to keep learning and growing and expanding as an artist. So I just hope to to get to do more of that. Backstage at Pirates, we call ourselves the Joy Bringers, and I think that kind of says it all. You know, it's such a privilege to get to do just that, to bring joy and laughter to people, especially right now in this harrowing time we're living in. So I believe that what we do is, I wrote down in my journal the other night, I said, I believe what we do is sacred and magical and essential, and I can't wait to do more of it. So thank you so much. Yeah.
The Richard Seff Award was established in 2003 by the Actors Equity Foundation to be given to a male and female character actor who is 50 years old or older and who has been a member of Actors Equity for 25 years or longer. It's what it says. It is named after Richard Seff, who himself has had an incredible career in the theater, in all aspects of the entertainment business. We're so happy that you're here to bless this award to these wonderful people. The first recipient, don't clap yet, is Francis Jew. Francis Jew and I are from the same hometown. We have a lot of common crossroads in our pasts. We, there are some certain words that Chinese American people use. My parents, especially, I think about my dad. And of course, Francis plays David Huang's dad in Yellowface. And one word that my dad would always use was the word longevity. And longevity is a very Chinese notion. We wish longevity on everyone. We are thrilled and validated when people have longevity. And this award I believe to be about longevity. Richard Seff started his professional career at the age of 19. And speaking of 19, I don't know if Francis even will remember this. My first exposure to Francis Jew was in a Yale production. Are you ready for this? Of Ain't Misbehavin'. "'Twas a long time ago." He stopped the show with "Fat and Greasy." And I knew there was somebody special in the house. And he has always been, you know, as an Asian American, one of the things that we fight against and one of the things that we champion for ourselves is a spirit of fearlessness, of using your voice, of throwing yourself into things. And he has always been an actor who has done so with such gusto and joy. He has withstood all of the things. You know, this is the great room to be talking about what it means to be an actor, to try to be an actor, to try to be an actor in a marginalized community, to try to do that thing that you know in your heart is the joy that you feel, the calling that you have, the feelings of aspiration to all of those things, so that your life can be what you hope and what you dream it can be, and what you feel in your heart is its purpose. And I really believe that Francis is one of those people who exemplifies that for me. Just the joy of it. There's just no one who has ever worked with him who has not identified that joy and not identified the spirit of being an incredibly active and joyful company member. And so I could not be more honored and thrilled and proud of you and all of it. He is being recognized for, he receives this honor for his reprise performance of a role he originated 17 years ago at the Public Theater, playing HYH and others in the Roundabout's revival of David Henry Hwang's Yellowface on Broadway. Ladies and gentlemen, Francis Ju.
Before I say anything else, I have to note how much of an honor it is to be handed this award by B.D. Wong, who until this year was the only Asian actor ever to receive a Tony for doing a play on Broadway in 78 years of Broadway history. Thank you, Actors Equity Foundation. I could never hope to live up to the incredible, legendary career and generosity of Richard Seff, but receiving this award really encourages me to keep trying. I joined Equity in 1984. I was first elected to Actors Equity Council in 2002. I served for 18 years, and somewhere in there, around 10 years, I also served as a trustee of the Equity Pension, Health, and 401k funds. And so this means a great deal to me. I've sat on the other side of this dais many, many times, seeing people get honored, and I've admired them so much over so many years. Yellowface is the first Broadway play ever in Broadway history to feature an Asian American story. So I feel really, really lucky to have had the chance to play David Henry Hwang's father, a proud immigrant who, like so many immigrants to this country, had a profound faith in what this country says it believes in: freedom, inclusion, justice. And for 41 years, I've been lucky enough to be able to choose the projects that I work on. That has meant that I've been poor a lot of the time. But I've learned over time that that I'm no good for a project if I don't really have something to say alongside the creative team. And so I am particularly grateful to David Henry Hwang, who has had so much to say for so long. And he started writing Yellowface 20 years ago, but all of his plays feel so current because they're so filled with humanity that just happens to look like me. I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for my long collaboration with director Lee Silverman. One time during a break in tech, she came up to me and she said, we're all here to see you, so don't feel you need to perform for me. And it has taken me a couple of decades, I think, to begin to understand what that means. The care that Lee takes of the play and of her collaborators has taught me a lot about who I want to be as an artist and as a human being. So thank you, Lee. I've also been really, really lucky in my friends, many of whom are here today. people I've grown up with and admired and emulated for their passion and their integrity and their purpose, sense of purpose. But really, I think I really lucked out in my husband, Randy Adams. Whose love makes me much braver than I actually am. Thank you very much.
Bravo. The next winner of this year's Richard Seff Award is being honored for her portrayal of Suzanne in Eureka Day at Manhattan Theater Club. In what may be a first, this honoree also received an honor last year when the organization she runs won the Distinguished Paul Robeson Award. And this is, I also have a personal connection with this person. We used to be neighbors. And she is on a very short list of actors who I find flawless, that I find bring so much of their own sense of originality and creativity and training and all of those good things into every single performance. There just has never been a Jessica Hecht performance that I didn't love. And I am tickled to death, not to death, but tickled. Not quite yet, but to be here to present this award to her. She does represent that incredible work as a character actor, and it throughout decades of an incredible career. Ladies and gentlemen, 2025 Richard Seff Award recipient, Jessica Hecht.
You guys are... BD and I lived above and below one another when our babies were born, so we have a whole life between then and now. But you know, when Joan so kindly called to tell me I was going to receive this, I know Joan from synagogue. I thought she was like, oh, maybe there's some choir I should be singing in on front. And then she said, it's this honor given to mature actors, and that was the only thing I remembered from the conversation. So I looked it up right away, and then I saw that Lois had won this, Smith and Dee Dee, and I thought, oh, it's good to be mature. And then, I really went down the rabbit hole with Richard, and I'm so touched to see you today. All you and Lois and Dee Dee have the same dignity and clarity of purpose in this business. So it's really a tremendous honor. And this play was a gift from Lynn Meadow. I've been very lucky to work there several times, and Anna Shapiro. And every night I did that play, I know everybody says this, but that was an extraordinary ensemble, because they threw the line or the intention, the joke, they threw it toward you to catch it. It was a sporting event. There's absolutely no way I would have been acknowledged without them. But I was looking around this audience, and I'm so happy to be able to say that all of us learn from each other, without a doubt. I did a play with Marianne years ago, and I thought, oh my God, the extraordinary style. And then with Jay, his understanding of classical theater, and with Danny, his understanding of how to tell a story, and with George, each person in this room who I've had the gift of acting with has taught me so much. And for the younger actors, you're never going to learn. I don't mean to be telling you what happens, but you never learn more than you do from the person next to you. So we are so grateful in this community to have one another, and I'm so honored to be here. And I wish you all safety. Our play was so gorgeous. It was about the need for science and empathy. And there you go. Okay. Thank you.
The Joe A. Callaway Award was established in 1989 to honor actors for the best performance in a classical play in the New York metropolitan area. Among the luminaries who have won the award are John Douglas Thompson, as well as Victor Garber and J. Smith Cameron. I believe I was snubbed for this. For my indelible performance as Ariel in Tempest at Roundabout with Frank Langella, about which Clive Barnes said, "I appeared to be a television antenna waiting for the repairman." Where's my Joe A. Callaway Award? That wasn't easy to do. Please help us celebrate the 2025 winners, beginning with the first Black actor to hold the role of Nessa Rose in Wicked on Broadway. Please congratulate Kimber Elaine Sproul as our first Joe A. Callaway Award winner for her performance on Broadway as Amelia in Othello.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I've never won anything before, so this is really nice. Thank you to Actors Equity and everyone here. This is an incredible honor. I think it's so crazy that I'm winning an award for classical theater and Shakespeare because I went to school for musical theater and I had this inferiority complex that I wasn't a good actor. Like anytime that we would have to do a scene, I would just like freeze up. My husband is here, Zach, whom I love. He wasn't the actor, and I would always be afraid to even like share a monologue with him because I'm like, I don't want you to judge me, like I can't act. And so to receive this is such an honor. It just makes me think about school and getting my equity card and how every summer we would go to the Muni in Pittsburgh and, you know, audition because we all wanted our card before we got to New York, and it was just so arduous, and we wanted it so bad, but it was something to truly earn. It was really just about being a student and trying to like take on everything we could so that we could move to New York and be on Broadway. And I got to this point because I was doing still the most magical musical that I've ever received in my life thus far, and I was able to meet Jay O. Sanders, and he said, you know, if you really want to be an actor, you got to read Shakespeare. So just come over to my house and we'll just read a play. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do that on a Friday. But sure. And so I went over with Marianne and Jay, who are now sort of my spiritual actor godparents, who are also recipients of this award. So it's so special and kismet that we have met, and we would just read a play. And Othello came up. I didn't even think I could get the audition. I couldn't because they were only seeing names, and I was like, great, of course. And Jay's like, no, we'll read it, and you'll get the audition. We'll figure it out. I finally got the audition, and I was like, great. Just to be able to work on the piece and to present something that I was proud of in the room, to be a student again was enough. And then to actually get it, I was like, wow, okay, great. Now I get to study Shakespeare for 6 months. And then I met actors. I have some castmates here who, Neil and Sarah, thank you for coming, who are also just as passionate about the work. And all we did for 6 months was just talk about the work. And that just means everything to me, and I think that's why I'm here. I think that's why I continue to put myself out there and be told no and go through the ebb and flow of being an actor, because I really do just care about the work. And so thank you very much for acknowledging that.
And our next 2025 Joe Callaway winner is Stephen Epp for his portrayal as Earl of Worcester. Worcester? Right? And the servant Francis in Tafana's Henry IV, which was charming in all respects, according to the New York Times. Stephen is unable to be here today, so we will accept the award via video. It says Stephen Epp will be
Good
sending a
evening.
video.
I'm Stephen Epp. I so wish I was raising a glass at Green Fig with all of you there in New York for this wonderful celebration. I am truly honored, thrilled, and so very grateful to be receiving the Joe Callaway Acting Award. I have spent my life creating and performing live theater, mostly in Minneapolis, where I was part of the legendary Theater de la Jeune Lune. I've also brought work to many of the leading regional theaters throughout the country. I've only had the opportunity to perform in New York a few times in my career, so to receive this recognition is incredibly important and truly moving to me. I actually burst into tears when I heard Joan's message on my phone. I want to thank Jeffrey Horowitz and everyone at Theater for a New Audience, Director Eric Tucker for casting me in the first place and giving me a job, and the freedom to bring myself, my creative instincts into the room and to the work. I had a fantastic time doing this show. Thank you to the entire cast, creative team, the crew. 4 hours of Shakespeare takes a lot of commitment, and we had it and we kept it. Eternal thanks to my wife, Nancy Olison, to whom I owe everything. She's turning the cue cards also, and she's the one who got a really great job in New York, and so here we are doing in our 60s what most people do in their 20s, which for me means launching an acting career in New York. I don't have an agent yet, so, you know, in case anyone is interested in representing this, otherwise call Jack Doolin. He's my best new friend, and he knows how to reach me. And also, finally, congratulations to all the other recipients this evening. Cheers to you all, and to the Actors Equity Foundation. Let's be honest, this is a difficult moment in our country. As Henry IV says late in the play, cruel are the times when we become traitors to ourselves, no longer able to remember who we were. Keep telling the stories, all of the stories. The theater is there to make us stop and think and feel in ways we didn't know were possible, reminding us of who we are and what we can be. Keep making good work. Thank you so very much. Have a wonderful evening. Cheers.
It really is wonderful at this particular awards presentation, the intergenerational energy of it. I think it's just so moving and wonderful, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it. In 1971, the Council of Actors Equity Association established the Paul Robeson Committee to administer and present this annual award to an individual or organization that best exemplifies and practices the principles and ideals of Paul Robeson as an actor, citizen, and role model. The Paul Robeson Award upholds Mr. Robeson's belief in the artist's responsibility to society and dedication to the betterment of humankind. The award has been given annually since Robeson himself received the first citation in 1974. The award committee encourages you to watch the Paul Robeson Award video that shares not only words and wisdom by and about Paul Robeson, but also showcases past awardees, and you can find that video link in your program. This year's honoree courageously advocates for and implements equity and inclusion of multiracial and BIPOC artists in every space she curates and engages in as director, performer, arts educator, activist, and community organizer. Leslie Ishii is the artistic director of Perseverance Theater, a 45-year-old company dedicated to creating professional theater by and for Alaskans. She is the 2024 winner of the prestigious Zelda Finchandler Director Award, and the number of advocacy groups and committees she serves on is vast. On behalf of the Actors Equity Association and Actors Equity Foundation, it is my honor to bestow the Paul Robeson Award to Leslie Ishii.
Oh my goodness, you all. I had to write a few words because I knew I'd be emotional. I'm just looking around, as I do in every gathering, and just try to see all the wonderful humanity here present today. I have to share, too, that I saw BD perform at East West Players. I've seen Francis at Center Theater Group, and Alan Maroka is here. These are giants for me, y'all. They kept my inspiration going as they, as you know, we've mentioned, had some of the earliest visibility for Asian American artists in the theater and on film and television. So my deep gratitude for them hanging in there. It means the world. So good evening. I'm grateful to be visiting on the sacred homelands of the Lenape. And I'm grateful to collaborate on the sacred homelands of the Tlingit and Dena'ina peoples of Alaska, where Perseverance Theater conducts our work. Perseverance Theater advocates for the sovereignty of Alaska Natives and all Native Indigenous. With that, Atlang Gonchish, Ha'a, Indoyaksin, Chinangeli. And first, I'd like to congratulate all of the brilliant awardees. I know there's more to go tonight. And I am so humbled to be among you. And I'm, of course, truly honored to be receiving this Paul Robeson Award and to join the list of the esteemed Robeson awardees. It takes my breath away. My deepest gratitude for our esteemed ancestor, Paul Robeson. As a young person, I learned of him when I saw my first musical, The Wiz, at the Paul Robeson Performing Arts Center in Seattle as a young person. And oh my gosh, how unexpected for all of us and myself to come back full circle in this moment. And this leads me to uplifting key collaborators, for I never do my art and activism alone. First, I'm honored to say that ancestor Yuri Kochiyama is my mentor. She's a World War II U.S. concentration camp survivor who worked tirelessly in the Black Power and civil rights movements right in Harlem. And to Sudu for Solidarity, who right now I'm missing my meeting with them, who fights for the liberation for the human rights of immigrant refugees and who are unjustly being deported and or detained indefinitely. So love to my brother, their executive director, and their incredible staff and core volunteers. I'm also grateful to the artists, the board of directors, and Kayla Kim Vodapek, our general manager at the Consortium of Asian American Theaters and Artists. And dear I'm getting emotional. And dear artists, leaders, artistic leaders, Jonathan McCrory at the National Black Theater. Right here we have also Marshall Jones and Ariel Estrada, Gavin Trinidad. These are incredible siblings, cousins that I do my work with, my activist work in the theater with. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world. And to my beloved Perseverance Theater, the board and staff, and the managing director, Frank Delaney, thank you for coming all the way, all the many miles. I think you probably win that award. And to Dr. Rosita Kahani Worrell, president of Sea Alaska Heritage Institute, and President Chalyi Peterson of Central Council of Tlingit and Haida Indian Tribes of Alaska. Gunchish Hawa Indoyaksin for your teamwork, leadership, trust, and guidance. It means the world to have Alaska Natives deeply collaborating with us at Perseverance Theater. And my deepest gratitude to Mary Jo McConnell and our ACT classmate, Libby Ressler, for you nominated me. Oh my gosh. Mary Jo has been an incredible, incredible ally all these years. My deepest gratitude to you. And our deep love to co-ED at TCG, Amelia Cachapero. She was in the admin office at ACT when we were classmates. And we thank her for her mentorship and ongoing support of myself and my classmates. She's meant the world to us all these years. And my deepest gratitude to my beloved husband, Wesley Mann, who actually is a longtime member of Actors Equity, a fierce actor. Your steadfast love and support of this fiercely independent artist is everything. Y'all, he bases out of LA while I base and live out of Alaska. And he's incredible. We make that work. So love you, man. And I am so thankful to my immediate family and to the Japanese American community. We continue our activism and puzzle together thousands of stories to solve our historical and contemporary traumas, from the Executive Order 9066 to mass incarceration and up to, most people don't know, 175 World War II U.S. concentration camps and Department of Justice camps and prisons during that time. Through healing justice, we are becoming the allies that our ancestors and elders did not have during World War II. And finally, my deepest Japanese bow to Actors Equity Association and the Actors Equity Foundation and their staff and their nominating committee, all their leadership, for this esteemed award. And to all of you, my dear colleagues, I invite us all to become the ancestors we want to be for future generations. So with that, domo arigatou gozaimasu.
Here's something fun. The Michael McCarty Recognition Award. Michael McCarty, a veteran equity actor who appeared in 11 Broadway shows, died in 2015 in Santa Barbara, and established an award to be presented to a member of Actors Equity over the age of 50. Sorry, it's what it said. I could have left it out. Residing in Los Angeles. In Michael's own words, this award is intended for a, quote, lunch bucket theater professional, unquote. Not a star who has made a life in the theater. And, you know, I'm way older than her, but I think she just got her career going so much earlier than I did. I have just, anybody who was a big Broadway fan knows this lady's name from the liner notes of the Broadway albums alone, right? So I am honored to present the 2025 McCarty Award to Jennifer Lee Warren, who has an astonishingly vast list of credits in film, television, and on stage, from originating the role of Crystal in Little Shop of Horrors to her appearance in Rent Live. Ms. Warren truly exemplifies the spirit of this award. Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Lee Warren.
Okay. No crying, no crying. But I do have to say to BD, I think my Frank Rich review will top yours. It was something like in Little Shop. The urchins were fun, but I wish there was a looker in the bunch. I win, yes, yes. Woo. So when Joan Glazer called me about this, I did not believe her. I actually said to her, which one of my friends is pulling a joke on me? She laughed, And I said, send me an email. I got the email and I went, this is real. So I called her back and I apologized and we laughed together and here I am. I am not a ginger, but I can be one, wigs. But I do want to thank you, Joan, for that laugh. And I just want to say, what a gift. Woo, don't start. To be included in this list with Francis, Leslie, Jessica, Stephen, Nancy, Nicholas, Julia, Kimber, and the Buena Vista Social Club. With our host here, Mr. B.D. Wong, who I saw your performance. No. But you blew me away, and I never, ever forgot your performance. And to the wonderful friends I have here, old friends, my Faith Prince and Gretchen Cryer, and my friends from Dartmouth. Thank you all for showing up for me, Rajendra, Ramun Maharaj. To be on this list, to be honored by this foundation, the Actors Equity Foundation, an organization whose mission is to help actors and nonprofit organizations. I am humbled, and I am so astoundingly grateful. And the fact that I actually knew and worked with Michael McCarty makes this even more poignant. I am a journeyman actor-singer, still doing what I love in the beautiful and peaceful City of Angels. And also here in this city with that beautiful Statue of Liberty. And I'm being honored, and I count myself as pretty darn lucky. All right, I need to stop now. Because if I don't, the ugly cry will start, and no one needs to see that. But I just want to say, in solidarity, thank you, thank you, thank you.
The Patrick Quinn Award for Distinguished Service to Actors was established in 2007 by Patrick Quinn's estate to recognize and reward those who give so much of themselves to improve the lives of equity members. This name, Patrick Quinn, is just looms so large in the history of equity, in my history with equity, and it's a wonderful honor indeed. Patrick Quinn served 3 terms as president of Actors Equity, and before his untimely passing, had just assumed the role of executive director, a historic first. Patrick was a tireless, charismatic, and passionate leader who inspired confidence in the members and attracted others to the service of Actors Equity. It is my pleasure to present the Patrick Quinn Award for Distinguished Service to Actors to Nancy Daly for her tireless work for the betterment of actors and stage managers. Nancy represented the Western region on Equity's National Council for many years and has advocated for awareness and funding in the arts community on behalf of the Alzheimer's Association. Ladies and gentlemen, 2025 Patrick Quinn Award winner, Nancy Daly.
Patrick, this is for you. Just to hear his name. Patrick Quinn. To Joan and Judy and Madeline and Tom and Doug and the Actors Equity Foundation. For you to recognize me in memory of Patrick Quinn is an honor beyond all measure. Because I learned how to be a leader and a captain from Patrick Quinn. And I am standing up here by myself, but I am not alone. Because I am here with and in honor of all my fellow Actors Equity counselors. I am here with all my fellow entertainment industry union leaders, all the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strike captains. And I am here for anyone who has watched somebody they love fade into the twilight of Alzheimer's or dementia. Now, to be a union leader is a 24/7 job. It takes grit, it takes focus, it takes dedication, and there are times that it is amazing when we all work together as a team, and there's debate, and we listen back and forth, and we're all there united for strong contracts for our members, for increases in wages and health care, and to make sure that everyone is safe. But we know the world that we live in. And there are times that it can be very challenging when the negotiations are stalled through no fault of our own. And sometimes there is division and it can lead to chaos. And there's all this worry and stress because everybody wants what's best for our fellow equity members. And to witness that can be soul-crushing. But you do it anyway. I was out there all 192 days of the writers and actors strike. I'll take that. I'll take it. I spent 118 days as a SAG-AFTRA strike captain. Now, in LA, we were on our own. We had to be our own traffic cops, which means you all know, I'm looking at the Lesters, you remember, two-way traffic. So that's hundreds of cars and thousands of people. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, they were glory days because all the other unions were there with us. WA, WGA, SAG-AFTRA, Actors Equity, and just so that you know, your strike captains, your equity member strike captains, we had no shame because anytime those blue T-shirts showed up, we got on the megaphone and went, Actors Equity is in the house. Hey, I have pull. So they were wonderful days. WGA, SAG-AFTRA, Actors Equity, IATSE, the Teamsters, PGA, DGA, and the Casting Society of America, which is part of the Teamsters. And we were all out there in solidarity for our rights as union workers and as artists. But as the months went on, it got to be very rough. As the temperature soared, we had people passing out left and right, sometimes in the street. We had to pick them up and carry them over to the side. We had several strike captains who were hit by cars. All the rest of us were taunted and sometimes bumped. But we took it because that was the job. That was the job. It was my job as a strike captain to be out there in that crosswalk and jump in front of a car, because it bumped me. That was better than it bumped one of our fellow members. So it was hard. And sometimes it was brutal. But we did it anyway, because in the end, we won. And so it was worth it. I founded what would become a national team, Actors and Artists Unite to End Alzheimer's, in 2011. And many people here will remember how that started in 2011. I called people like Francis Jew and Madeline Fallon and Tom Miller and Doug Harfrey, and all I had to say was, gang, I have this idea. And here we are, 15 years later. I founded it in 2011 in honor of my dad, who took care of my mom, who died from Alzheimer's in May of 2012. I had no idea that when I founded that team in 2011, that my dad would die from the same disease 8 years later. And believe me, that will forever haunt me. So I walk, and I walk, and I walk, because I made a promise to my dad, a cure in our lifetime. I'm not leaving this earth until we find one. But ladies and gentlemen, the name of this team is Actors and Artists Unite for a reason. So I walk for Bruce Willis and his family. I walk for Joanne Woodward and her family, and I walk for the families of Tony Bennett, Glenn Campbell, Gene Wilder, Gina Rowlands, Peter Falk, Charles Bronson, Gina Rowlands. The list is too long. It's too long. But I'm out there and I walk because I know what it is like to look in the eyes of your own parent and they don't know you. And in that minute, your whole world is erased and you want to say, I'm your daughter. I'm your daughter, but you can't because it might upset them and confuse them. So I walk. It's been 15 years now. And I walk because, as I say to my team, we walk now so that when we find a cure, then we dance. So. Thank you. This is to the Actors Equity Foundation and Actors Equity. This is an incredible honor. I am so blessed and grateful to be with all these wonderful, we're all together. We're a team now in my world. You're all just amazing artists. I live for the day that I get to actually work with you, especially that beautiful young lady over there. It would be my honor. So it is an honor, but for me, it's a call to action as well to be here. And I promise you, I give you my word, I will continue to serve both of my, I belong to three, all three, whoopsie, I belong to 3 unions, and I will continue to serve them. I really hope we do not have another strike, but if we do, I'll be out there, jumping in front of cars, going, not today. But most of all, I will walk because I gave a promise to a sailor who took his final walk on July 12th of 2019. I'm so grateful to be able to be here with all the people that I mentioned. You know, guys, this is not about me. I'm here for all of us. I'm here for all of us, all the strike captains, and everyone who looks forward to a day when we can say, we did it. And just so you know, Patrick is with me on the walks. I promise you. I cross the finish line, I look up and I say, Patrick, I did it. And in my head, I hear him say, I knew you would. Way to go, sweetie. So, wait. So, thank you. Thank you so much. And I give you my word to everybody here and everyone who's out there. I promise I will do you proud. Solancha.
Congratulations. And now to present the evening's final award, the ACCA Award for Outstanding Broadway Chorus. That is the Advisory Committee for Chorus Affairs, just so that you know, because it's a very important organization and a very important award. I don't know how long this award has been in existence, but it isn't long enough. To present the award, Al Bundonis.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Al Bundonis, one of Equity's national vice presidents and chair of the ACCA Award, the ACCA, the Advisory Committee of Chorus Affairs. I'm joined on stage by Jeffrey Bateman, one of our staff. Equity field rep and keeper of the legacy robe, and someone who, without his support and wisdom and advice, ACCA and me personally, we would not be able to survive. So thank you, Jeffrey. The chorus. The chorus is one of the most important but often overlooked segments of this industry. To that end, Equity has designated the year 2025 as a chorus year, celebrating the 10th anniversary of Swing Day, the 70th anniversary of the merger of Chorus Equity with Actors Equity, and the 75th anniversary of the Legacy Robe. But there is one more milestone event in our year-long celebration, and that's the ACCA Award for Outstanding Broadway Chorus, which we've done since 2007. The ACCA Award is unique in this industry because it is presented by peers, fellow members who perform chorus work and have a deep understanding of what it takes to contribute successfully to a production. So I want to thank the members of the ACCA, the chorus counselors, and all the Legacy Robe recipients who participated in deciding who to honor with the title of Outstanding Broadway Chorus for the 24-25 season. But I want to be clear, though, while the ACCA Award is specific to Broadway, the extraordinary skills of chorus members are being performed on stages across the country. Chorus is essential. It's not just essential to the industry, they are essential to the storytelling. Chorus paints the picture, sets the tone. They inform the time and place. They are the page on which the story is written. And the stories on Broadway this season cannot be told without the chorus. Think of this year's Broadway without chorus. Chorus creates the Land of Oz, the fires of hell, the circle of life, the magic of Agrabah, the dangers of a shipwreck. Chorus takes us to Santa's workshop, the Big Easy, a Hollywood backlot, a Broadway rehearsal studio. They're the Mormons who say hello. A party at a Gold Coast mansion, a rumble in Tulsa. They demonstrate the versatility of interdimensional travel. Without chorus, there is no vaudeville act, no California sweatshop, no Spanish Panic. and it would be a rather sedate evening at the Moulin Rouge. Without the chorus, there are no caves in Kentucky, no Copacabana, no concrete jungle. Without the chorus, the cell block tango is solitary confinement. We need chorus to create the world of televangelists, interwar Berlin, and the perfection achieved from a magic potion. Aaron Burr may shoot Alexander Hamilton, but it is a chorus member who is the bullet. Whether it is in matters animal, vegetable, or mineral, they are all the very model of a modern Broadway chorus. And this is especially true at the Schoenfeld Theater on 45th Street, where a chorus transports us 8 times a week to an island 1,000 miles away, and they are the chorus we are here to honor today. To that ensemble, from the moment you enter the stage, you captivate us with the very essence of the period. Your elegance and sophistication deliver the richness of the culture. Whether you're evoking a sultry night or demonstrating impending political turmoil, we are mesmerized by the mood and atmosphere you create. Your energy and emotion are infectious. Your artistry and craftsmanship, masterful. Your precision and commitment are exceptional. You are a masterclass in authenticity, and because of you, we discover the heart of Cuba, the soul of its people, and the richness of its heritage. In your show, it is said, no matter what is happening in the world out there, there is nothing a song cannot fix. Well, 8 times a week, you show the world there is nothing a chorus cannot do. To paraphrase your production, take the flowers when they come. It's about damn time the world learns about the chorus of the Buena Vista Social Club. So come on. So on behalf of Equity's president, Brooke Shields, executive director Al Vinson Jr., the National Council, the ACCA, and Equity's paid professional staff, the winners of the 24-25 ACCA Award winner for Outstanding Broadway Chorus are Carlos Felou, Hector Maisonet, Marielis Molina, Angelica Belliard, Ilda Mason, Carlos Gonzalez, Anthony Santos, and Legacy Robe recipient Tenari Vasquez. And everyone, Ilda Mason.
Oh my God. Wow. Thank you so much, Al. What a beautiful, I did not expect to just get so teary-eyed. I was just sitting there, here we go, and now I'm crying. Thank you for your kind words and for recognizing our hard work. I wrote a few things as a representative of our ensemble, so I'll try to read and be coherent. On behalf of our ensemble, we would like to thank the Advisory Committee on Chorus Affairs for this recognition. Also to every single person and peer that thought of us for this moment. Buena Vista Social Club is more than a show for us. It is an opportunity to share our culture and heritage and to hopefully spread joy to people from all over every week during a time in which there is so much fear and division in the world. We are incredibly fortunate to be able to go to our theater and tell our story through dance and hopefully touch people's lives. We do this as one of many parts that make our show as special as it is. Thank you to our entire company, our musicians, our crew, management, to our loved ones who keep us standing, and for every single person that has made this a reality at this level. Sharing this story on Broadway is something that I cannot express enough. Just what it means to us, to our families, to everyone back home, and to so many people who for the first time feel seen. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I will say it forever. I'm gonna take this opportunity to talk about my ensemble members. These incredible artists that I am fortunate enough to go to work every day. They inspire me beyond measure. I learn so much from them every single day. We hold each other, we make each other laugh, we drive each other crazy. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. The sets, the chairs would not move on that stage without our ensemble. It is an honor to represent incense and a breath of air all together on that stage. And it is an incredible honor to be a part of this community. We never feel alone. We've been saying that lately in our theater. The power of community, of how you're never alone. And I would like to finish just by thanking all of you and for creating this incredible community. I feel so inspired by all the words that you've said tonight, and we will carry them with us. Thank you so much. Thank you for this recognition. Muchísimas gracias.
Before I turn the mic back over to our host, our incredible host, thank you. I want to say, as much as I rely on Jeffrey's support, a chorus in any show is nothing without the support of its stage management team. And tonight, the entire stage management team of the Buena Vista Social Club is here tonight supporting its chorus. Thank you for being here. And now I turn you back to BD Wong.
Well, congratulations to all of the honorees. You've been an incredible audience. I'm not surprised at all. You know how to do it. A sincere thank you to our panel of critics for their thoughtful consideration, and to the equity staff who helped make this event happen. It's not easy. For those honorees, again, for those honorees that are able to stay, please bring your award to the Step and Repeat for a brief photo. Please stay to join us for refreshments and enjoy more entertainment by Tina DeVaron. I have 2 more candy bars for Tina DeVaron. Well, you know, there's the milk chocolate and the dark chocolate and the white chocolate. You can't leave anybody out anymore. I'm giving this to you, and thank you for coming to celebrate this season's achievements. It's been my great pleasure. I have had a great time. Thank you so much. See you next year.